Hello viewers, welcome to the lecture series on financial accounting. Today in this part of the lecture, we are going to understand accounting as information system. The lecture shall cover meaning of accounting, then meaning of system, what is information system, then difference between the data and the information, and accounting as information system and how it is being part of MIS or subset of MIS, how it is going to be useful to the various group of interested people. So, these are the particular features which we are going to understand in our today's lecture. So, first of all we will start up our discussion with meaning of accounting. What is accounting? It is the principal way of organizing and reporting financial information. It has been called as language of business. Accounting and information system comprise the functional areas of business responsible for providing information to other areas to enable them to do their jobs and for reporting the results to interested parties. So, here our perception to learn the accounting is from the point of view of information system. We say that accounting is organizing and reporting financial information. Financial information means financial reporting, that means balance sheet, P&L account and any other information necessary for the interested group of people upon which they will fix their opinion as to invest or not to invest, as to work or not to work, as to go for some investment or not. These are the information which are very important for any user. So, under accounting we are going to organize and report this information about any business entity, and it is called language of business, that how the business is being conducted. It will be reflected in financial information which under accounting processes we are going to organize and we are going to present them. Accounting and information system comprises functional areas of business. Now, functional areas of business could be many. There could be marketing departments, there could be sales departments. So, every department would be responsible for the overall functioning of the business. So, we are going to present the reports of the functional aspects of the business and would be providing the information to other areas to enable to do their jobs. Say for example, there is a production department, it shall be required the purchase department's detail, that how much stock is there. The stores department, the purchase department, the production department, they will work in coherence, so that there could be uninterrupted supply of, or there could be uninterrupted production. So, this way it is a very important tool for organizing and reporting the information to the other areas, so that the jobs could be done and for reporting the results to the interested parties as well. The third aspect says that to that end an accounting system is used to identify, analyze, measure, record, summarize and communicate relevant economic information to interested parties. So, with this last chunk of the definition we can say that accounting is a system, and where there is a system it will move step by step. So, first of all it will identify what needs to be reported or accounted for. Then analysis of the same will be done, under which head it is to be reported. Then measured, how much aspect will be taken care of. Then it will be recorded considering the principles of accounting. A summarized form, that is generally in the form of trial balance or any other report of the MIS system, would be presented, and this will be communicated in the form of the financial reports to the interested parties. Now, what is a system? A system is an entity consists of interacting parts that are coordinated to achieve one or more common objective. Systems must possess the following: input, processing, output. Output will again work as feedback and then again input will be received. So, if we go to our previous slide, we can say that a system is an entity, and it consists of interacting parts. Say for example, our body is a system where all the organs are being interrelated and they work together so that we can carry on our life. Similarly, in the business scenario, there are various integrated parts, as we have taken up an example, the purchase department, the stores department, the production department, they all will work in coordination to achieve one common objective, that is the uninterrupted flow of the material for the production process, so that cost could be minimal and we can achieve the required results in the forms of profits. So, system will work in coordination. There could be various arms or various functional areas in the business which needs to work together. So, a very simple example of the system is being reflected in this diagram. First of all, there will be an input. This input could be a raw material. It will be processed under the production head, then output or the final output or product will come. When it will be sold with the marketing channel, they will come up with the feedback for improvements in the input. So, this way a system is being generated and it will work in the business scenario for the continuous running of the business. Now, what is information system? Information system primarily deals with the two important parts, data and information. This needs to have input, processing and output in the information system. So, what is the difference between data and information? First of all, analyze it. Data are the raw facts and figures that are processed to produce information. Information is a data that have been processed and are meaningful and useful to users. The terms meaningful and useful are value laden terms and usually subsumes other qualities such as timeliness, relevance, reliability, consistency and comparability, etc. So, we will take up an example to understand the difference between the two. Now, we are having a bunch of vouchers. This is the data we have. When we process it under the appropriate head, applying the proper principles of accounting, then we can extract certain information. Say for example, sales is being made of two types. VAT, that is local VAT tax is being applied, then there could be different rates. Say for example, 5% VAT, there could be 12% VAT. So, we will identify what rate of tax is being used and we will pass entries accordingly. Then there could be the CST sales over there. So, we will apply proper accounting procedures, we will use proper groups of the data or ledger to present those information. Then we will have the information when their accounting vouchers are being processed, that this much amount of the CST sales we have made, this much amount of the local VAT sales we have made, out of it 5% sales are this much and 12% sales is this much. So, when this raw data is being processed applying certain systematic and rational manner, we can find out the information. Now, this information will be meaningful because we could know the value of the tax we have been charged with and the information could be useful to the relevant person. So, there could be various elements such as timeliness. If we have to fill the quarterly returns, we will be having the timely availability of the data when they are being processed applying the appropriate methodology. It will be relevant because we can extract the information out of it as required. It will be reliable as it is being processed through proper channels. Consistently, we are going to follow the same accounting methods for the particular period and over the years unless the changes have been suggested by law. Now, understanding data and information in the information system, let us move further towards the functional steps in transforming data into information. We have taken up an example of sales voucher, that how the raw data of the sales voucher when processed they have converted into information. We will again discuss over it. Data collection. So, there are certain steps of transforming the data into information. The first one is data collection. See, if in our example we have collected sales vouchers. So, here we will capture, record, validate and edit data for completeness and accuracy. If we take up our examples of sales voucher, we will gather the sales voucher starting from April 1 of the relevant financial year till 31st March, that is ending of the relevant financial year. Then we will record it chronologically, we will validate, putting the validation rules as to the rates of the taxes. Then we will edit those data for completeness and accuracy. Wherever information is not available as required, we will revise the invoices and make the correction in the data, and then we will process it. Data maintenance and processing, that is classifying, sorting and calculating data as we have done for the computation of the taxes under different rates under different categories. Data management, that is storing, maintaining and retrieving data. Once the data is being calculated, it needs to be stored under some drive or at certain place, it needs to be maintained, and we should know the method of retrieving it. So, the fields should be specified that from this period to this period we need the data. So, the fields should be specific to the data management, the access should be given for retrieval of the data. So, this is also one of the important aspect of transforming data into information, that is to manage the data. Then lastly is the data control, safeguarding and securing data and ensuring the accuracy and completeness of the same. So, control checks could be in place when we control the data. We have to safeguard it using the passwords, then we have to secure the data and ensure the accuracy and completeness of the same by putting the voucher numbers and again a reference number in the systems where we are punching the data. So, reference key would be the controlling aspect of those datas which are under the process. Then lastly is the information generation, that is interpreting, reporting and communicating the information to the relevant person. Now, understanding the information system, having understood the features or the steps of converting data into information. What is information system? An information system is a framework in which data is collected, processed, controlled and managed through stages in order to provide information to user. It evolves over time and becomes more formalized as a firm grows and becomes more complex. It can be a manual or computerized system. Firms depend on information system in order to survive and stay competitive. The universal data processing model is being reflected in our slide. It says that first of all there would be storage, then processing, then it will go to consumers. The input will be the exchange events, internal events, environmental events, it will be our data, and information output would be to the final data given to the consumers. Then again the input will be processed, stored and given to the consumer. So, this model will keep on working. Now, coming to another feature, that is accounting as information system. An accounting as information system is a unified structure that employs physical resources and components to transfer economic data into accounting information for external and internal users. So, here is a model, the business firm as a system. First one is the environment of the firm, that is business firm. Then it will be organization, information system, operational system. Then finally it will have impact on organization's functions, accounting information system transaction cycle and business events from operations. System characteristics of business firms, which is the first part which we have shown in our business firm as a systems chart. It is having objectives, environment, constraints, input output process, feedbacks, controls and subsystems. The functions of information systems could be, again, for the regulatory agencies it will work for stockholders, it will work for competitors, and it will be a organizing function which will work in an environment for customers and suppliers. There will be input, process and output, and again feedback will be there and there will be improvements in input. Now, accounting information system is generally a subset of organization's management information system that provides accounting and financial information, other informations obtained in the routine processing of accounting transactions. We can analyze it with the help of an example that how accounting information system is a subset of management information system. Here in the middle of the diagram, AIS is being reflected and it works in coordination with production info, finance info, personnel info and sales and marketing info. So, uses of accounting information systems are producing external reports, supporting routine activities, decision support, planning and control and implementing the internal controls. So, we have understood these two slides, uses of accounting information system, that is producing external reports, because the management information system is basically the reporting of the particular departments to the external users. So, we have seen in our previous slide that AIS as a MIS subsystem. So, under accounting information system, this coordination is being maintained with different departments we have highlighted over here. This coordination is required because sometimes the input of one department will become the output for another one when it is being processed through AIS. Say for example, production info comes and finance department needs how much finance is being required for carrying out this production process. So, when we take up the reports from finance department as to the cash flows and fund flows available with us, we can provide it to the production department. They can then feature or they can limit the production as per the finance being available. Similarly, finance department can make out the decisions as to the finance, how it is to be done, whether short term financing facility is being required or their own funds could be used for carrying out the production. So, this way AIS works as a coordinating tool between these departments. Similarly, sales and marketing department and personnel departments, there is a MIS role or AIS role very important in these two departments. The AIS sales and marketing could assess the market requirement and then personnels could be hired and they could work in the areas. Similarly, personnel department and finance department have to work in coordination. The payroll processing could be done with the personnel departments and finance departments could be informed about processing of the bills. Again, there is a coordination between sales and marketing department and production department through AIS. Sales and marketing department will fetch the data from the market as to the market share of the business. The accounting information system will process the reports and provide it to the production departments as to the requirement of the units which needs to be produced. Similarly, production department can also provide the cost related data to the sales and marketing department and they can work out the profit margins depending upon the market scenarios. So, all the four departments will work in coordination with the accounting information system. So, this is the upcoming role of accounting as an information system, where there will be a perfect coordination and coherence between various departments, so that there will be uninterrupted flow of the production, the cost will be minimized and profitability could be achieved using these measures. So, the prime factor of working in an AIS is the reporting and coordination aspect. The input of the information will be processed under AIS which will be output for another department, and on the basis of the feedback again the inputs would be changed or adjusted accordingly. So, feedback plays a great role in the planning for the next input of the data. So, this way AIS would be working in a MIS department as a subset of MIS. Then coming to the next aspect, relationship of AIS and MIS. So, we have presented a chart over here where MIS for finance, sales and marketing, production, AIS and personals is being carried out. Here AIS is going to do order entry or sales, billing, accounts received, cash receipts, purchasing, accounts payable and cash disbursement reports, inventory reports, payrolls, general ledger and production. So, this reporting aspect is being maintained at AIS. Say for example, order entry and sales, they are relevant for the production as well as the sales department. Billing, against finance department is going to be is the important factor for billing, accounts receivable and cash received. Similarly, for purchasing we need to rush to finance department. So, AIS will be a assisting tool for finance where purchasing, accounts payable, cash disbursement summaries would be presented. Inventories would be useful for the production management as well as the sales and marketing management. Payrolls again for finance and personnel department. Journal ledgers would be prepared for the overall reporting, and production reports would be for the production departments as well as finance departments for personnels. So, in this way this subset of MIS is working as a coordinator or the assisting tool for all the departments for generation of the required information. Now, example of AIS subsets, that is merchandised. If it is an inventory system, again how the things will happen, there will be shipping, there will be order entry, when order entry or sales systems would be there, then billing, receivables and cash receipt systems would be there, a general ledger will be maintained, then human resource or payroll department will work, here purchasing and payable would be done. So, under inventory system there will be a sales system, there will be a purchasing system, there will be shipping, there will be receiving. At one end there will be revenue cycle and at one end there will be expenditure cycle. Revenue cycle will have the order entries and receivables management, whereas expenses cycle would be having purchases or payable systems and human resource or payroll systems. So, this way general ledger system will work in coordination with inventory systems, and this way the merchandise would be maintained. No planning, control, investment or production cycle is reflected here. It is only the inventory system which is working as a subsystem of AIS which is reflected in this chart. Organizational structure in business firm. There will be a hierarchy, then there will be a matrix of blend of functions and project oriented structures, decentralization and network. Hierarchical organization means that the authorities will flow from top to lower authorities. So, organization will make their charts in the accounting systems according to their workings. There will be matrix where blending functions, that means the overlapping functions will be managed and blending of the coordinated functions of various departments would be structured. Decentralization of the purchasing could be made, for example, and network would be there. Now, what are the objectives and users of accounting information system? We will have insight of it. Support day to day operations, that is via transaction processing of the order entries, vouchers, bills, this could be done. Support internal decision making. Trend analysis shall be used as a support of internal decision making. So, trend analysis reports would be generated with AIS departments. Quantitative and qualitative data reports shall be supporting aid for decision making. Non-transactional sources can also be adapted for helping the internal decision making process with the aid of AIS. Help fulfill stewardship role by analyzing of the data. Now, resources required for an AIS are processor, it could be manual or computerized. Database, that is data repository where the data would be collected, they would be recorded, analyzed and summarized. Procedures could be manual or computerized as per the processor so selected. Input output devices would be there and miscellaneous resources. So, for example, we are working in a computerized system. So, our processor will be computerized system. It could be a tally based accounting, it could be any other ERP based system. So, that would be our processor depending upon the need of the business. Then database would be the repository of data of the business for a year. Procedures or could be manual or computerized depending upon the process we have taken up. If we have taken up computerized processor, the procedures would all be through the computer, all accounting entries would be passed through computer, then interfaces of the different departments would be within the computerized system and no manual interference would be there. Input device and output devices are the systems monitors, it could be a LAN server or client, that way it could work. Output devices could be printers or any other mode where the amount of the devices, any other device on which the output is reflected, and miscellaneous resources could be applied. There could be various teams working on it, the IT teams, the accounting teams, the sales department teams. This needs to be the different resources we are required for the proper reflection of the AIS in our MIS department. Reasons for studying accounting information system. Career accountants will be users, auditors and developers of AIS. Modern day AIS are complex because of new technologies. Concept studies in AIS are integrated into every other accounting course. Now, coming to next, that is information oriented professionals. An array of the professionally trained persons from different fields of study have focused on providing information to users. These professionals include system and managerial accountants and auditors, system analysts and industrial engineers. Professional certification are increasing. These include certified computing professionals, certified information system auditors, certified managerial accountants, certified fraud examiners, etc. So, a professionally qualified person could work on this information oriented AIS, and with the coming technological era, AIS is the most important feature an organization is going to imbibe, and the professionals such as system and managerial accountants, auditors, system analysts, they will be the persons who could be trained to work under such array or information system. Now, students, we are going to summarize our discussion on accounting as information system. Today in this part of lecture, we have learned about accounting from the point of view of information system, that how it helps to analyze, interpret the data and record the data and present it to the interested group of people. We have also learned accounting information system as subtool of MIS and the functionality aspect of accounting information system with various departments in an organization. With this, we are ending up our discussion of today. Thank you.